Hello, everyone. Hope we're all having a fantastic Sunday evening. I'm having an okay Sunday. Actually, I'm having a very good Sunday. I don't know why I said okay. I'm finally medicated again, which is wonderful. Adderall, just like the difference is night and day. Like almost literally. It's mind-blowing. 20 minutes after taking it today, it was right back to my usual plucky self. Feel like my brain is working again. It's nice. Everyone, go say hello to Low Base Guy, who has journeyed from far, far away in South Carolina to be here. Excellent photography streamer. Just got a new lens that is giving him a hard time, but he's still managing to take some excellent pictures with it. Also, the founder of the Web Creative, which everyone should go and check out as well. Designed to be a supportive community for creative folks, but all of us are welcome, which includes me, because I am not a creative person whatsoever, as you guys know. But I love being a part of it. Get to meet a lot of really interesting, awesome people, and just love being a part of it and supporting everyone. So I try to do my best. Sometimes I slip up, but that's okay. Easy come, easy go. Little high, little low. Moving on. Today we're going to be playing part of our normal series, our normal Sunday Monday series. Pathfinder Kingmaker is the new game since we are now done with Pillars of Eternity. I think this is our first Sunday playing it. I could be wrong about that. I don't remember. Anyways, point being, we got a little bit into the game and then I hit a snag and we had to restart. Come to find out, there's a bug when it comes to retraining or respecking your character, and it doesn't happen to everyone, but when it does happen, like the rest of the game becomes very glitchy and problematic, and it's difficult to get through. So we restarted, we disabled retraining, so it will not be an issue this time. And I am now using a guide to pick my character classes, and there's a gamer who goes by In Effect, and I'll post the link to his character class creations in the YouTube video at the end of this. That way he gets the credit that he deserves, or she. I honestly don't know how they identify. So we'll be using the guide for the character creation, but I'm still going to be making the choices throughout the game like I would as Davos. And this time we're not playing as good of a character as we were in Pillars of Eternity. I'm not going straight evil. We're going to try and keep somewhere in the chaotic neutral realm, hopefully. So wish me luck in maintaining that, because neutral characters are always difficult for me. It's always like black or white, which is interesting because I don't think the world is black and white whatsoever. There's infinite shades of gray. And when it comes to video games, it's always either or, but is what it is. Frosty is going nuts with these today. Like, he's supposed to be on like an hour-long plus timer. I wonder if the timer counts from the last stream as well. So like, maybe it was an hour from like the last time he shouted out YouTube, hence the YouTube announcement, which is a shame because there was a message in there that I didn't want released quite yet, but that's what it is. As some of you know, the number code was figured out a couple streams ago. I want to say 2 streams ago. Everything Dark, Dr. Dre, and Tuknrolle put their heads together and figured out what the numbers meant. And Tuknrolle figured out specifically the reference that they were alluding to. And so he won a free game, and that was August's giveaway. And the game that he chose happens to be the game that he and I will be playing on Tuesday, which is Quidditch Champions. It's a little different than what we, it's not our normal narration heavy type of game, but we play Spelunky, we play, Rocket League from time to time. So that'll kind of fall in that line for this channel. And I'm super excited about it because I'm very much a Hufflepuff at heart. And Tuck is very much a Slytherin, so that'll be interesting. It'll be a fun time. But anyways, long story short, he won his copy, the deluxe edition of Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, and as Frosty's already mentioned, we'll be doing another giveaway in September. I hope to be doing a giveaway every month going forward as a thank you for contributing to the stream. And, I've said it before, but every penny that I earn from this goes back into the stream in one way or another. And this is just something that I want to do going forward as a thank you to my viewers and the community. So I'm not going to give you guys any clues, any tips, any hints whatsoever. You can ask a million questions. You'll get exactly 0 answers. But as you go along, you know, whoever the first person to find the message and then to figure out the message, and give me the answer, whether it be live on stream or a private message on Discord or Facebook, or, you know, comment on the YouTube video or whatever, that person will win a prize. And I'm not going to tell you what this month's prize is going to be, and that is all I'm going to say for now. So good luck to everyone that wants to take a peek. If you join the Discord, which Frosty has already dropped it into the chat, but if you join the Discord, we have a text channel dedicated to them so that you can put your heads together with the community to try and figure it out if you'd like to. So yeah, that's all I got. Let's play some Pathfinder. Low base, I hope you're doing wonderful today. All right, we left off last time. We're almost caught up to our first playthrough. The very first thing that we need to do is talk to Harem. Once we talk to him, we can leave, we can head back towards the Fangberry Cave, and then we will have officially caught up, and anything that happens from then on is new content. Obviously, for anyone watching this on YouTube, this is the first time you're seeing it, since those previous VODs never made it to YouTube, because I didn't see a point in editing them if they only lasted 2 sessions. Harem pulls his beard, muttering something that could be either prayers or curses. Upon noticing you, he winces. Eh? What? Ah, it's you, Davos. Did I startle you? I'm sorry. Oh no, that doesn't matter. I was just contemplating the futility of existence and the worthlessness of the universe. The ways of Grotus are great. My humble mortal mind cannot fully grasp them, but I do what I can. Harem smiles apologetically. Actually, I'd like to talk to you about your god, Grotus. You wish to learn about Grotus? Harem seems surprised and pleased at the same time. Yes, of course. I will answer anything you ask. So, in a nutshell, what does Grotus teach? Grotus is the end of all that exists. Harem smiles. He's obviously been waiting for this question. Look around, Davos. What do you see? Look again, and realize that everything will be destroyed. Our clothing and our armor will turn to dust. The walls of the palaces will crumble into ruins. The trees will fall. And you and I will die much sooner than that. Grotus is a timeless watcher. He's been locked away by Pharasma, the goddess of rebirth. From her boneyard, he watches over the world, knowing the time for the final reaping shall come. He's the bloated moon hanging in the sky. He's the harbinger of the last days. He's the one who will stay when all the others are gone. The Lady of Graves, Mother of Souls, Grey Lady, Pharasma is the goddess of birth, death, and prophecy. She shepherds Galarian's recently departed souls to their final reward. Upon death, souls migrate via the River of Souls to Pharasma's boneyard in the outer sphere, which sits atop an impossibly tall spire that pierces the astral plane. She is among the most ancient deities in the multiverse, but keeps her knowledge of the fate of all souls closely guarded. The boneyard, sometimes referred to as purgatory, is a neutral plane where the souls of dead mortals from the material plane are judged by the goddess Pharasma. So, Pharasma has Grotus locked in her boneyard. So she's stronger? Of course she is stronger. For now. Harem nods with dignity, stroking his beard. Grotus is weaker than Pharasma, and many other gods. I would be a fool if I tried to claim otherwise. If Grotus were stronger, the end times would already have come, wouldn't they? But the powers of other gods fade away. They dissolve slowly, a grain in a century. Grotus collects those grains, and waits. He doesn't need to hurry. He knows that his time shall come. Okay, usually clerics can speak with their gods. What does Grotus say to you? What's his will? Harem shakes his head in resignation. Grotus doesn't speak to his clerics. Actually, Grotus doesn't need any clerics. The dwarf raises his sad eyes to you. He only whispers. He only allows his whispers to be heard, and only by those who are dying to hear them. His words are unclear, but they call to you. His voice comes with the soft rustle of fallen leaves, with the woeful wailing wind at the mountain pass, with the roar of the raging blizzard, and it calls to you to strike out on the road. Onwards. Always onwards, over the pass, over the bridge, and further along. Up ahead, where the edge of a gray robe flashed, and a candle sputtered for the last time before dying. Onwards, always onwards, until your feet can no longer carry you. Harem falls silent, submerged in his own thoughts. Well, thank you for talking to me about Grotus. I think I've learned enough for now. Then let me ask you, what do you think about Grotus? I actually like your tales. I think there's an inner truth to them. A broad smile spreads across Harem's face. I'm glad you think like that. We'll bring this truth to the whole world and tell everyone that the end is inevitable. All right, settle down there, Chief. Tell me about your past. My life is divided into two parts. The first was filled with blind wandering, doubts, and attempts to serve Torag. The second part began when I accepted Grotus into my soul and received a clear vision of the world. What exactly would you like to know? Torag, also known as Father of Creation, is a stoic and serious dwarven god of the forge, protection, and strategy who values honor, planning, and well-made steel. He is an often distant deity, lending magical power to his clerics, but leaving his followers to make their own way through life, knowing that this will make them strong and determined. You once tried to serve Torag? Not just tried, it was a burning passion. I craved it day by day, and dreamt of it at night. Harem shakes his head as if amazed by his own stupidity. You see, Davos, from my first days I felt the presence of the god at my back. I heard his whispers, felt his power, though the nature of this power was unclear to me. I thought Torag himself was trying to speak to me, and I did all I could to understand his words. Oh, what a naive fool I was. I had no idea that Torag, that uncompromising, conceited god, glamorized by all dwarves, was capable of betrayal. He turned away from me, Davos. He left me in the hour when I put all my hopes in him, and desperately needed his support. Torag is the god of craftsmanship, so every follower, especially the clerics, must smith their own suit of armor. The day when this work is finished is like the second birthday for a dwarf. He's newly born in the eyes of Torag. Harem sighs heavily and falls silent for a time. My second birthday never came. I couldn't make armor, not even a sword, not even a simple nail. My hammer smashed my fingers and fell on my feet. Molten iron burned my hands. The clerics laughed as they healed me. They used to say I was cursed by Torag. So finally, I gave up any attempt to please the betrayer god. Even if Torag really has rejected you, is that enough reason to leave your homeland? You don't know much about dwarves. Harem lets out a sad sigh. How can a dwarf cursed by Torag go on living in a city where every single soul bows to Torag? I was alone, disgraced, humiliated, insulted. A lone tear glints in the light before sliding down Harem's cheek and hiding in his beard. I was trying to drown my sorrows in drink, but even the owner of the cheapest pub on the road would laugh at me while he put those mugs in front of me. I couldn't take it any longer. I wanted everything to end. But there was one thing that kept me going and prevented me from ending my life. I could still hear that divine whisper behind my back. It was yet faint. It took a long time before I could hear it clearly. But having heard it once, I could never forget it. It was clear that none of Lorad's deities favored me, so I left the Five Kings Mountains and went out searching. The Five Kings Mountains are tall and imposing peaks rich with ore and iron bloom mushrooms. Heavily populated by dwarves, they are the largest center of dwarven culture on or beneath Galarian. Highhelm, the largest dwarven city on Galarian, is located under one of its peaks. So you're from the Five Kings Mountains? Where specifically? My life story began in Lorad, a city of dwarven clerics and acolytes. They serve Torag and other dwarven gods. Torag's brothers, Angrid and Magrim. Torag's wife, Fulgrit. His daughter, Bolka. His sons, Grundanar, Coles, and Trud. And also Torag's sister, Drangvit. Harem curves his lips in contempt. I wouldn't be surprised if they built a temple to Torag's pet dog. Sorry. I let myself get carried away. Harem sighs and pulls his beard several times. Lorad is the second largest dwarven city in the Five Kings Mountains. It's built up around numerous temple caverns which serve as places of worship for all the dwarven gods. Many pilgrims from every corner of Galarian come to Lorad to pray to their gods. Some remain to live there. The city is simply imbued with faith. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a cleric. It's no surprise, inspired by the aura of the city, that I decided as a young boy to dedicate all my efforts to becoming a cleric of Torag. Okay, but I didn't think dwarves ever worshipped Grotus, so how did you learn about him? Oh, but that blessed day became the beginning of a new life. Alone and abandoned by all, I spent many dull hours in a filthy tavern by the roadside. I don't recall the town, nor even the country. I had no money. In fact, all I had was a hunk of stale bread. I was weary and almost fainting from hunger. And that was the moment when the whisper from my god became more clear. It was like he was calling me. At last my sufferings had come to an end. It was a miracle, Davos, and I had paid full price for it with my torments. I couldn't control myself. I walked out of the tavern and straight into the nearest forest. And there I found the ruined temple of Eredin, the lost god. Several figures clad in robes were holding a silent service there, a service to a god I knew nothing of. None minded when I stood beside them. For the first time in my life, I felt myself at home. Eredin was the immortal Aslanti who raised the Starstone from the bottom of the Inner Sea in the year 1 AR, and in so doing founded the city of Absalom and ascended to godhood. Prophecy told of his return to Galarian and the beginning of a new age of glory. On the eve of his return, however, his clerics were cut off from his power, and terrible storms racked the world. Now presumed dead, Eredin's demise ushered in the current age of lost omens. My new brothers told me that they were clerics of Grotus, the god of end times, and they were traveling around Galarian spreading the teachings of Grotus, despite all the persecution, contempt, and misjudgment they received from others. I gladly shared this burden with them, for now I knew whose voice had whispered to me through all those years. Let's talk about something else. What else would you like me to tell you, Davos? Tell me more about dwarves. Most dwarves are self-satisfied, stubborn fools serving Torag. They don't deserve my good attitude. Harem winces. But you can ask what you want to know. I'll try to answer. Tell me more about the Five Kings Mountains. The Dwarven Kingdom. Yes. Well, it's to the south from here. It survived many trials, and there will be more yet to come. Harem strokes his beard, contemplating. There is no unity among the dwarves, Davos. The Five Kings rule over our people. They sit on the thrones of the 5 greatest cities, and with every passing day it grows harder for them to come to any agreement. The only thing uniting the 5 Kings Mountains is the sky citadel of Highhelm, the great dwarven fortress at the mountain's heart. Mighty dwarven fortresses that can be found throughout Avestan and Garund, the first to be built by the stout folk when they emerged onto the surface world during the Age of Darkness. Although 10 citadels were built in total, only a few have survived, intact to the present day, and fewer still are held by the dwarves. Highhelm is among the ancient and expansive dwarven settlements recognized as a sky citadel. Constructed during the Age of Darkness within and beneath Lofty Emperor's Peak and the 5 Kings' Range, it has remained the center of dwarven culture on Avestan for millennia. Tell me more about the sky citadels. Oh, they are the peaks of creation. Glorious cities, built by the ancient dwarves who'd finally reached the surface after many hardships, performing the final labor in their quest for the sky on the surface of Galarian. Harem's eyes glitter with admiration. They are steadfast, tall, magnificent. They are beautiful. The quest for the sky is the ancient dwarven migration to the surface of Galarian from their original homes in the Darklands. The god Torag had given them a prophecy. When the ground shook beneath their feet, they must press upward to the surface. They took the massive tremors caused by Earthfall in minus 5293 AR as this sign, and began their journey towards the surface, finally emerging there in minus 4987 AR. The 10 citadels were built by dwarves, but we've managed to keep only a few. The citadels crumbled, and the orcs, sworn enemies of our people, trampled their blessed streets and ruined the gorgeous palaces of the ancient kings. Harem's eyes grow misty with tears. These were heavy losses, and a disgrace to our people, Davos. Highhelm is the jewel of the citadels that remain. It is located in the heart of the mountains, and the heart of every dwarf. Yes, yes, my heart too. There's a dwarven saying that if an enemy reaches Highhelm, every dwarf from all the corners of the world will come to defend it. Harem casts a sad glance at you. I'd be there too, but not to help the Citadel's defenders. I'd be there to witness the fall of our people with my own eyes, and mourn it. I would fall upon the cold stone and raise my final prayer to Grotus. So the dwarves haven't always lived on the surface. Oh no. Eons ago, all dwarves lived deep beneath the surface, and they did rather well judging by the historic records. They built fortresses befitting noble dwarves, but our restless god Torag sent us a prophecy, the quest for the sky. He ordered all the dwarves to abandon their fortresses and press upwards to show their beards to the sun, as they say. This journey was long and bloody. Many dwarves perished on the way. Others turned back, keeping to their ancient strongholds, eventually to turn into evil Dwergar, gray dwarves. But those who survived reached the surface and founded the Sky Citadels, the most glorious cities in dwarven history. Well, thanks for the conversation. I guess we'll talk later. Arim nods with dignity. I'll be happy to continue our conversation later. And that was it, I believe. Let's check my journal real quick. Let's see. Got that. Bitter rival.
I crave for adventure.
Let's move on. Think I want to go south still? Oh. Guess it didn't really matter. Alright, I'm starting to think these things are scripted. A jittery old man in squalid clothing shuffles up to you. His gray hair is unkempt, and he continually clenches and unclenches his wrinkled, freckled hands. When he stops and looks up at you, his eyes widen, and he tugs at his beard. Strange weather. Invisible fog creeping out of the woods. Soars beyond the sky, obscures the sun and moon. Strange. The old man shakes his head, his eyes shifting about, seemingly at random. I don't like this old man. Looks like the kind who can cast the evil eye. The fog looks visible enough to me. I see more than ever. I've never seen so much before. The old man wipes his hands across his face and sighs warily. But someone must look, and no one else can. Who are you? The old man freezes for a moment. Remus. But that won't help with the fog. Alright. Does that mean you can find your way through it? The fog is wrong. It hinders your legs, not your sight. I wish not to try. Okay, what are you doing here, man? The old man raises a thick eyebrow curiously. I do nothing. Breathe. Walk. Observe. I should probably go. The old man stares at you intently. You hasten. You should. Your rival wastes no time. He races, but in another direction. He searches for power. He'll find it. My rival. Do you mean Tartuccio? The old man tugs his beard again. He's not tall, but he wants to climb high. Beside him are those who could stand against him, and might yet still. What power is he searching for? Someone else's. Old, but forever young. That which was taken from another. That which gave joy, and now gives death. And how do you know we're rivals? I don't know. I see. You can choose where you set your eyes, usually. But can you choose what they see? Can you tell me where he is now? He's in an old tomb, south of the trading post. Thank you. The old man nods. Okay, well that's all the more reason not to linger. The old man turns and walks away slowly, muttering softly. Once stolen, the land should be reclaimed. Once reclaimed, bound with the claimer shall it be. Bound, merged, joined by unbreakable ties. Claiming the land, claiming its pain, claiming its death. Thank you, crazy old man. Appreciate you. Yeah. All right.
At first I said, no, I can't. Too dangerous. Well, then I insisted, but I should. I need that to survive. Then I argued, then agreed to do it. Oh, it's so hard to decide whether to have breakfast or not.
That was what all that was about? Oh my goodness. Hey, Dark. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everyone go check out Everything Dark, who is our gold star moderator, a wonderful human being, and is about to start streaming, if I'm understanding your Discord messages correctly. And I am so freaking pumped. Also, what kind of art were you making? And if you're making art, why aren't you a part of the web? Shameless plug right there. Not right away, actually, but thank you for shouty. It's personal fun. That's totally fair. I get you. And dude, don't say you're late. You're right. You arrived right when you needed to, right when you wanted to, and that's the important thing. Never worry about being late. No such thing.
Grotus follows in my steps.
I'm just happy to have you when you are here. Never expected to be. Posted in the Steelyx channel. I'll have to check that out in a little bit. Let's kill some deer.
Who will prevail? Does it matter?
This poor deer. Just hanging out, trying to have a good time, and then I show up. Yeah, you're not gonna make it that far.
Repent!
Ooh, he didn't make it that far either.
Any last wishes?
So what have you been up to, Dark, aside from your art? Which I'll look at in a little bit.
I'll carve my name onto your flesh.
That seems unnecessary.
Ouch!
Ooh, that was a good hit. Damn. Uh-oh. Not liking all these misses. Tell you that.
This is where I step in.
Burn! Slice!
Oh, man.
Behead!
So many misses. Thank you. Goodness.
Your life ebbs low.
Okay. Jeez.
Die! Die! Die!
Serves you right.
Missing. Good God. Alright, Harem, you good?
Grotus awaits us.
What does he got? No effects or conditions. Okay, so he was just knocked out. I'm gonna have you have at least probably 2 of these for starters. Okay, let's go deal with some spiders. Try not to get killed this time. Or deal with any painful...
Bring it!
Nice. Alright, hopefully. Just need one more person to hit.
Waste.
Let the attack commence!
Wouldn't be that easy, would it? Ah, okay. Gosh, spiders though. Save again. None of them dropped anything. How long does this last? 10 minutes. Okay, not long enough for me to make it worth my while.
Trail me.
To the dust you will go.
Let's see, who's this? Davos?
May I see your entrails, please?
Yep. More spiders. Yeah, Amiri, I don't actually want you to attack that. Can I delay? Is it possible to delay a turn? Ah, it is. You voluntarily reduce their initiative score for the rest of the combat. Yes. Aha. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
Tear them apart!
Very well done. Beautiful. Not so good. They can still, I'm not understanding the leopard's attacks. Sometimes he can attack twice, or 3 times even, and other times he only attacks once. And I can't figure out how to manage that. That's
so
awesome.
they walked on. Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
All right, how about you? How did I do that? Delay. And then you delay as well. And you... There we go. All right, there's one. Yes, I love delaying turns. See, he only attacked once. Why is that? It's got to be something to do with this movement, I think.
Repent!
Die! Die! Die!
I need a challenge.
Let's give her that wand. And we'll give her an acid flask. And we'll give Davos an acid flask. And we'll give Arim the scroll. Hope you all have had a great weekend too. It's been a very good weekend on my end. I was saying earlier that I'm finally medicated again, so that's been the biggest plus for me, is having my Adderall, being able to actually focus on things again, and not be so overwhelmed and overstimulated. Like, it's miraculous how quickly that stuff works. I take it and it's like 20 to 30 minutes later, I'm just like, this is what it's supposed to feel like. I'm not being bombarded with every thing going on around me.
Tear them apart!
That was a terrible shot. I don't think she's gonna be able to throw one far enough. Nope. Okay, so how about you? Oof, I don't even know. You shoot that far? That'll work. Nice.
What a waste!
Okay, is this thing gonna take damage? I don't feel like it's gonna.
Let the attack commence!
Don't like. Ah, I hit the wrong button. Shoot. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, now we'll have her delay to behind the Slider Swarm. Slider Spawn. Yep. Okay. Words. And then the other ones pop up. Okay. And there's what? There's 2 of them? Okay. Not good.
Hey, listen.
Yep. Hey, Studio! Welcome in. Thank you, Dark, for getting my attention there. Everyone, please definitely go say hello to Studio, game developer, member of the member of the web Twitch team, and just an all-around excellent streamer and good person. And, did I mention game developer? Please go check out her game, which is amazing and super fun. And she's working on another one, which I'm very excited about as well. I'm gonna have you delay as well. until after that spider swarm, at least. And you. You. You get to you. Sweet. Alright, and then let's hope this works the way I intended to. Sorry, leopard. Lindsay, you're up. Still nothing. Can you not attack? Alright, well then, I guess do that. Save yourself a little bit of pain, hopefully. Amiri, deal with this thing.
Go down!
Oh, you're out. Shoot. It's a good time to do that, I think. Worth it. Okay, and now Lindsay, kill the last one, please. For the love of all things holy. It's still not dead. Oh my gosh. Leopard still cannot attack.
Become as dust.
I don't want to... Alright, how about we have you delay until after Amiri? Please, Lindsay. Oh my god, it's still alive. I don't know what to do with these things. Immune to physical damage from weapon. That's insane. Spells with a target. I don't know what to do here. I literally cannot kill this thing. I may have to restart this fight. Yeah, so that doesn't work either. I have no way of killing these things. So... Oh, these things suck. God. Okay, one down. Stop getting closer to all my people. Ugh. Nauseated. Single move action per turn. Okay, great. She's taking some kind of penalty to something. Oh, man. Now I'm going to use this and hurt all my people again. And there's the other one. Fantastic. Okay, let's wait until they all catch up.
Your life ebbs low.
Okay. Oh, great. One character dead already. Was that two now? Nope, that one died. Good. Alright, so that means you might be able to actually throw this and hit this. For 1 point of damage, hooray.
Won't kill me! Definitely will be.
Can't tell if that's a good thing or not.
What a waste.
They
She keeps missing, so that's not good.
I'm all
Lie down
right.
for a moment.
Serves you right.
I'm not trying to heal him because I think I'm gonna have to reload this again anyways with these frickin' spider swarms. Just hope this game gets a little bit easier.
I always survive.
Definitely will be.
Die, die, die!
My gosh.
I wonder what lies.
Okay. Wow.
Time. becomes
Pipe wasn't kidding.
distance.
Those things are ridiculous.
Quick, quick! Else we miss all the fun!
Does not restore permanent ability drain. I don't
Just
understand the
letting
ability
the
drain.
ink dry.
Character's ability score is decreased. It can be restored by resting or with the help of a lesser restoration spell or some more powerful magic. A character whose ability score decreases to 0 dies. How do I know how much it was decreased by? Is my
I'm
question.
listening.
Ability damage -5. -1. Okay, well, quick save one more time. How much more of this map do we have? That might have been everything. I really would hate to rest and then, you know what? Let's keep exploring. Hey, Seth, how you doing today? Everyone go say hello to Seth the Soar. Great guy, wonderful streamer, funny bastard. Always plays a bunch of really great games. What a weird area. Yeah, okay, let's rest. Okay, I don't want to rest until fully healed because that's what killed me last time. Right?
Why are you staring at me? Do you see the shadow of inevitable death behind my shoulder?
No, I saw a spot of soot from the fire on your cheek. Looks like a unicorn. Heron, do you ever wash your face?
That was good rest. Cool. Ooh. Davos suddenly awoke inside the house. Dogs were howling fiercely not far away. It smelled like burning, the wooden walls were streaming hot, and smoke was wreathing beneath the low ceiling. Let's look out the window. The instant he approached the window, the glass broke and an arrow hit him in the chest. Falling, he glimpsed a dozen dark figures standing outside. His eyes dimmed. Davos's skin felt cold. He heard the murmur of the water and the soft lapping of waves. After opening his eyes, he saw a rocky river bottom and a bloated body, tangled in green water weeds. The drowned man's empty gaze was fixed upon Davos. The drowned man's mouth opened slowly, and a hoarse whisper said, "Shrike River, Davos." At this moment, Davos finally awoke. Drenched in sweat, he told us what he'd seen in the dream. The Shrike River is a tributary to the mighty Selen River that flows through the River Kingdoms. The river begins high in the Ice Rime peaks, the mountains that separate Brevoy on the continent of Avestan from the wild land of Eobaria in Kazmaran. From its many smaller tributaries, it pools in a large lake in the hills of Nomen, and then flows generally westward past the city of Restov. From there it turns southwestward through the Stolen Lands, past the Gnarl Marches, and into the East Selen River at the city of Miven. Okay. Shrike River. You are so welcome, Seth. Thank you for being such a wonderful person and putting the ass in assassins. Bow, chicka, wow, wow. Hey, Tuck, how we doing tonight? Everyone go say hi to Tuknrolle, who was the winner of last month's giveaway that no one knew about. Woo! Hello, Unread Legend. Welcome in. How are you doing tonight? Find the cause of the nightmares and a way to stop them. I just learned about the nightmares. Our leader can't get any rest at night lately, and it's not due to bedbugs in his bedroll. As soon as he closes his eyes, a nightmare begins tormenting him, a bloated, drowned corpse, repeating the same words over and over. Shrike River. We should go there and discover the source of these terrible dreams. Yeah, that sounds horrible. Let's not do that right now.
I need a challenge.
Wait a minute. You still have damage. Why do you still have ability damage? It can be restored by resting. Okay, his went away. So it's 1 per rest. That is terrible. Oh my gosh, that's gonna take so long to... Oh, I hate it. I have 2 strength. 2 strength right now. Oh god. How am I fatigued? I just rested. What is that? Oh, this game and its status effects are wild. After a complete rest, fatigued characters are no longer fatigued. Except I just took a rest, and I'm still fatigued. Ridiculous. All right, I guess we'll just figure that out as we go. All right, I guess that was it for here. I'm gonna get my ass kicked by these status effects. These are ridiculous. But I think next what I want to do is I want to try and go to the ancient tomb to head off Tartuccio, or at least try that. So let's actually save. Starfield was fun. I mean, I know it got a lot of flack, and it definitely wasn't the best, you know, thing to come out of Bethesda, but I enjoyed it for what it was. The inventory management is what ruined it for me. I feel like that rest was a waste. But here we are. Oh, I can only have 1 person lit at a time? That makes sense, actually. Okay, but we do that. No, we can only have 1 lit per party at a time. Are my animals still out? That's my next question. Yes, I see them. Okay.
Quick, quick, else we miss all the fun!
Yep, here we go. A gnome in gaudy purple garb seizes your attention. Of course, the scoundrel Tartuccio, who you know from your time in Restov. The vile gnome is standing on a small hill, expressing his discontentment in every way he can muster.
Let me guess, you're still dawdling. Should I make some tea in the meantime? Bake a pie, perhaps? Plant a small garden and harvest some cherries? Perhaps you'd be more comfortable wearing fool's caps and colored trousers. Then at least I'd be able to sell tickets. Come one, come all! Feast your eyes upon the slowest and the most ridiculous buffoons in Golorian!
What a charming gentleman.
Sir Tartuccio, I may serve you, but I am no one's slave. We do what we can, but it is no simple feat to find an unknown object in a vast dungeon.
Hold your tongue, gnome. I can hardly tell your twaddle from the buzzing of a fly.
Jathal stares Tartuccio down.
Quickly now, if we don't find that artifact soon, someone else might seize it. Someone who's standing over there watching you right now, you fools!
Tartuccio turns his angry gaze upon you. He nods to his guards to draw their weapons. I heard that. Valerie, I would say you and your sword can find greater glory than in service to Tartuccio. He summoned you to fight the Stag Lord's bandits, but now uses you for more questionable dealings.
You're right. Tartuccio has deceived us. A warrior who bows to a lie, who humiliates herself. There is no glory in this. I shall aid this scoundrel no more.
Valerie folds her arms across her chest.
I see my magnificent rival will stop at nothing, even at stealing the servants of his enemy. Let us see if your fools are even more useless than mine. Draw your swords and cover my retreat.
We lost much time tracking the insidious Tartuccio. Oh, well, I guess I'm not reading that. That goes by so quick every time. Hey, sucker, how you doing tonight? So Jathal sits out. Valerie, it looks like she's a neutral fighter on my side, which is awesome. And then there's just a bunch of mercenaries. Hopefully I get Valerie after this. That was my hope. So, all right, let's have you go. You know what? I don't like guys with bows and arrows. You go take him out. Or... Whoa! You got real big. Nice. And then you come up here. Oh, is Jathal fighting? No, she's going with Tartuccio. That's interesting. In that case, let's do this. Out of range. Everyone is out of range. Uh-huh. Just move, I guess. Arim. Oh, boy. You come up, turn that on. Fuck that really tall guy. Hey, pipe in. nok-nok, nok-nok. So many people popping in. I love this. Oh, all the best people are here. Everyone, go say hello to Pipe in 3D. Wonderful game dev, fantastic person, Pathfinder DM extraordinaire. Have a great night, studio. Thank you so much for the lurk. Low base as well. Have a great night. It is going well. We just, we're past where we were the first time we played this game, and we are now caught up to this Tartuccio dude, and, I don't like swarmed enemies in Pathfinder. Pipin, you were absolutely correct. Those things were obnoxious. I don't like it. Alright, let's... I guess just have him use his bow. You're gonna have to play catch up here. Leopard, get him. God, I love that.
Become as dust.
I don't want everyone to go and help Amiri, but she's not doing anything right now. That was nice. Can you hit the person, please, Amiri? Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh gosh. Alright, in that case.
You deserved it.
Amiri.
Bring it!
Oh my god. 4 attacks she has missed. Five now. 5 misses.
Let the attack commence.
Alright. Get you a little closer. We're just gonna have you go this way. And knock her out. Good.
Crave for adventure.
That should have been an easy kill for you, Amiri. That was embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you. Hey, Valerie joined the team. Heck yes. Heck yes.
And Lindsay was called forth.
On closer inspection, one can discern the outline of a head with a single eye. Heavy shield. Some
I
nuts.
wrote it like I saw it.
It seemed from afar to be but cracks in the stone, but turns out to be a faded image of the sun. A grinning jackal's skull has recently been scratched on top of the image. Alright, let's check her out. What you got? Power shield versus heavy shield. What's the difference? 2 AC. Significant armor check penalty. Holy crap. Arcane spell failure chance, though. That is... Oh, that's a penalty, but doesn't actually impact her. Masterwork bastard sword. I don't understand the lantern yet, but... that's good enough. And then we'll go to Valerie, level her up. All right, now, like I mentioned, I am cheating a little bit here and using a guide, but honestly, I think it's worth it so that we don't ever have to deal with that weird glitch ever again. All right, so she, am I reading that correctly? I am. Her second level is actually, hilariously enough, going to be a vivisectionist. And we want a couple points into mobility, and then persuasion, perception, and then use magic device. All right, let's go with that. For spells, I'm gonna give her Bomber's Eye, so we have someone that's a little bit better with bombs right off the gate. And I'll give her Cure Light Wounds as well, because that can't hurt. Yeah, she can now use those. I have to imagine those are gonna be super helpful for her. Interestingly, those spells that she... Intelligence score is less than 11, so you cannot cast spells to this level. So it doesn't matter, she literally just can't cast spells. That's fine. I think the point of that was to give her the mutagens, because if I can bump up her strength, I assume, she's got to be way more powerful. Using a guide is the canonical way to play PF1. Dude, I believe it. I'm all for character building and all that fun stuff, but I just, I'm not going to do it in a game where respecking causes game-breaking bugs, and I just didn't have the time or patience or energy to do it off-stream, so... here we are. Like I said, though, all the choices that we make in-game are still going to be my own.
Everywhere I go.
I know that's not recommended at all from what I'm understanding about the game, but I do want to have a little autonomy. Okay, fix my formation now that I got a 5th. I really like playing as the leopard, having him walking around. I think that's so funny. Get you back here. Yeah, that works. I know it's not a perfect triangle. It's not supposed to be. Judging by the outline, this bas relief once depicted the sun and moon. Now it's almost completely eroded. The image carved in this stone has almost completely worn away over the ages. One can still distinguish a sickle, a sword, and a skull, with a single eye socket, covered with a coin. Scorched fragment of a necklace. This item bears a trace of lost power. It seems you found a shard of a destroyed artifact. If you find all the fragments, an artisan with enough skill could restore it for you. That's cool. And I found some fruits.
About time.
And some chocolates. You're selling chocolates. Ooh. Hello. Ancient Cyclops coin, a memento of times long past. A well-grounded antiquities collector might pay handsomely for it. A bas-relief of the sun, long eroded. The vague outlines of 4 strange creatures have been carved over it. Oh, good. I'm glad they get a second chance at that. Hi, Sly Squash. Why shouldn't you use a dull pencil? Because there's no point. Ay. I remember when they first invented chocolate. I always hated it. Thank you for that. Welcome in. I'm here to learn. Just got this game, but I'm not sure I'm strong enough to play it. Honestly, man, I don't know if I'm strong enough to play it. I have not been doing well so far. We have resorted to using a guide to at least build my characters, and we're gonna go from there, and hopefully we'll learn a little bit as we go. It's so interesting too, because I have beaten this game before, and I have almost all of the achievements, and I have almost zero memory of it. It's the strangest thing. I don't understand. I do wish to sharpen my RPG skills. Then you should not use a pencil. Or at least a blunt pencil. I'm told they have no point. How sweet, the first breath of fresh air after the stale, damp stuffiness of that tomb. Before us stretched an unending heath, replete with hills and gullies, and patches of low shrubs. Already the trail of Tartuccio and his companions had gone cold, but we would not give up so easily. Whether the trail went cold or not, it was one we had to follow. Alas, no matter how long we stared into the wavy sea of grass, we could not divine which way Tartuccio had gone. Despite our resolution, this time we had to taste defeat. I mean, I got Valerie out of it. I'm cool with that, I guess. All right. So what was next here? I don't even know what that is. Nothing here yet either. I guess we're going to keep going towards the Thorn Ford? Or should I go to the Old Sycamore? A noble patriarch of the tree world, the Old Sycamore could be seen from miles around. No other sycamore in the area has grown as high, and the reason this one in particular reached its enormous size remains a mystery to the locals. I remember that area. That one I do have a memory of, and I feel like I'm underleveled for it. So, knowing that meta-knowledge, I might just skip over to the Thorn Ford, which I do not remember, and we may, hopefully, be a little stronger for. We'll find out. I love the way the map works in this game. So cute. Ooh, how do I get over there? There we go. Let's go. Let's give it a shot. See what happens. Sly Squash, are you a streamer as well?
Each step brings us closer to the end.
Ancient Rostlandic coin. That's a decent sized area. I am the opposite of a streamer. That is fair.
So many thoughts. So
Some
little
moss.
time.
How yummy. Potion of Vanish, some coins, some eggs, some flour. Gonna be baking some bread later. I could never stream. I don't have a nice beard. Like, oh, well, thank you very much for the compliment.
I need a challenge.
I promise you it's not as good in person. Ooh. What just happened here? A bandit responsible for collecting taxes for the Stag Lord, one of the first dwellers of the Stolen Lands who you met on your arrival. Oh, I remember you. The dark-haired bandit is kicking the ground irritably. When she sees you, she squares her shoulders and clenches her hand-axes. Yeah, you can tell me everything you know about the Stag Lord and where he's hiding, or you can die. That's so. If anyone's going to be pushing up daisies, it won't be me. Cressel sets her stance and attacks.
Yeah!
Oh, there's a lot of them, and I'm in very bad positioning. Okay, I kind of want to just delay and let them come to me. Let's try that. I love tripping them. It's like the best thing in this game. It is, don't listen to him. Oh, shush. Yeah, congratulations, Tuknrolle. You did the thing. Oh, has Frosty done that again? I haven't been paying attention to the Frosty announcements. What is wrong with Frosty? I'm just waiting on Frosty to give the next YouTube announcement, that's all. Nothing inherently wrong that we know of yet. Well, I will say that it didn't give the announcement when I wanted it to. Like, I expected it to be like an hour and a half into the stream, and it did it within the first 5 minutes, and I was like, what is that? Like, way too early. But I didn't adjust anything, so I'm hoping that it just corrects itself on its own. Why are you curing light wounds? Don't do that. I don't want you to cure light wounds. Oh, how am I just learning about this? Apparently I can just hit X to, like, switch what he does. Huh. Okay. Well, now I know. Valerie! Mutate yourself. And that's why I love knocking them prone. Attacks of opportunity, man. They are wildly strong. Frosty is holding out on us. Last YouTube announcement was 45 minutes ago. Oh, okay. All right, well, then within the next, like, 20-ish minutes, there'll be another one. Is this the combat and turn-based mode? Yes, it is. I heard this game had that option. Yeah, this is, like, the other version. I'm not going to test it out, but it's kind of a pain, if I'm being honest. The AI isn't nearly as customizable as I would like it to be, so they just do things, and you end up having to pause the game and select what they do 9 times out of 10 anyways. Because, like, if something is immune to damage, for example, they'll just continue making that same attack and nothing will happen. So it's like, why? The turn-based is way better. Let's go ahead and daze this guy, I think. Lindsay, you can step up a little bit. I want you to daze Wrestle. Nice, leopard. Alright, that's gonna be a pain. Let's get you over here to do nothing. Let's get you... No, don't heal him. What are you doing trying to heal him? Silly Billy. No, seriously though, why is that his main attack now? I love that Valerie has sneak attack damage. That makes no sense. I hope that your ass heals quickly. Nice. How are we doing tonight, Dre? Thank you for that dark, by the way. Dre, you wonderful person, you. How you doing? Stop gambling your life away. It's not worth it. Can I climb up there? Is there a way to do that? I don't think there is. A watchtower. The bandits seem to have planned to seriously secure the area. And they did not do a good job. God, the distance on that leopard is ridiculous. No wonder he wanted me to use it.
May I see your entrails, please? Tear them apart!
Stop using that healing button. There we go.
Repent!
Nope, I cannot get up there. Okay. That means you're not going to be able to, so it's down to these guys. This might take a bit, because the only two people that can even attack them are... Ouch! Davos just got punched.
My life is a burden.
Grotus follows in my steps.
Still tried to get RE6 to open, but nada. It's been chill today. Everyone, go to the Discord and go into the Steely channel and check out Dark's artwork if you haven't yet. It is awesome. It is wicked, wicked cool. Hey, Svetlana's ring. Sweet. Like, seriously, if you guys haven't checked that out yet, do it. It's great. Posit longbow. I wonder if that's better than a crossbow. Ooh, pancakes. Sweet pancake recipe.
Baking pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancake.
Jod Kavkin. You see a dark-haired man of about 45, though the wrinkles on his face make him look 60 at first sight. He's currently a prisoner, judging from these tied hands. He slouches a bit, squinting short-sightedly at the light as he moves his lips as though speaking to someone invisible. He jerks his head up as he notices you. Praise Aristil. Someone finally chased off those scoundrels. Thank you, stranger. My name is Jod Kavkin. I'm a priest of Aristil from Galt. Those bandits attacked me as I was crossing the river. Said they wanted to take me to their leader, make me heal their wounds. Not a chance. The strength granted me by Aristil is meant to help honest people, not robbers. And how did you come to be in these lands, Jod? I was led here by visions sent by the elk god. Jod says with veneration. Aristil showed me that somewhere in this wild land lies the Temple of the Elk, an ancient shrine forlorn and desecrated. I saw the ruins of the temple, and the shadows of a predator lurking in sorcerous fog. I felt the echoes of the vicious rituals performed at the once blessed place. I have no doubt Aristil revealed all this to me, so I could stop the ungodly sorcery that's desecrating the temple. And where is this temple? That I don't know. Visions, even divine ones, are often vague and unreliable. I know only that the temple is somewhere near, in the Gnarl Marches. But I'm afraid I won't be able to find it myself, what with bandits lurking around every corner in this place. Jod shakes his head sadly. The Gnarl Marches spread across the lowlands of the region and feature craggy hills, lazy streams, deep ravines. Shut up, Dark. I don't even want to hear it. And a great variety of trees, including oak, beech, and rushleaf. The region hosts a rich variety of wildlife as well, with elk, river cats, black bears, and many large rodents, boars, and brush thylacines. Stranger still are the giant owls, will-o-wisps, owl bears, and aggressive vegetation. Gangs of trolls range the southern edge of the forest. Closer to Candlemere, and the ruins of many bandit hideouts dot the landscape as well, leading to rumors of long-lost riches and fantastic treasures. Jod mutters a bit, rubbing his hands. Oh, these times, to be as surprised to meet an honest man as to see a manticore at a vegetable stall. Thank you for your help. I've exhausted my supply of prayers, but I'll gladly repay you in the future, once I've restored my strength. Come to me if you ever need to be healed or blessed. I'm afraid an old fool like me won't be able to handle the mission given me by Aristil on my own. How can I search for the temple when the bandits around here won't let me take a single step? I'll head to Oleg Levitin's trading post to rest, and think on what to do next. Please, traveler, if you happen to discover the ruins of the Temple of the Elk, come inform old Jod. My gratitude will know no bounds. Aristil, also known as Old Deadeye and the Stag God, is one of the oldest human gods still worshipped in the Inner Sea region, and is concerned with family, farming, hunting, and trade. During the Age of Creation, Aristil was among the gods who battled Rovagug when he sought to destroy Galarian, and were eventually able to contain him in the dead vault at the planet's core. His religion dates back to before the Age of Darkness, when small farming communities and hunter-gatherers prayed to him for bountiful harvests and successful hunts. Legends claim that it was Old Deadeye himself who crafted the first bow and gifted it to humans to overcome the challenges of the world. Even as the accomplishments of civilization mount, Aristil continues to embrace and represent the simpler pleasures life has to offer. Well, that was cool. Now I can't move for some reason. Scroll of Doom.
Tonight at 11.
I crack myself up. Jod is one of my favorite supportive cast characters. I honestly can't say that I remember him. Without being too spoiler-y, but you're allowed to spoil a little bit, why is he your favorite character? One of your favorite supportive cast characters. Our main character appears to be stuck. That can't be good.
I crave for adventure.
I don't really understand why that is. I mean, I get it, but I don't. I'm so confused why he's exhausted, because he just rested. Like, we just rested. Okay, let's rest again before I get killed, or before his strength drops anymore. He's exhausted from resting. You've never woken up in the middle still tired? Oh, dude. I get that. Just like his vibe and personality, how he responds to events and things. Okay, that's fair. All right. So how do I make sure that I rest? Well, I'll just leave that at 9 hours, because that's what it was set at. Oh, before I do that, actually, let's look at how to make some pancakes. Oh, I don't have the honey for it. That's pretty good.
I'd give anything for a mug of hot grog. And for 2 mugs? No. After 2 mugs, they'd kick me out of the tavern. How come I never learned how to drink at the academy?
Hunting took 17 hours? Dear God. All right, no longer fatigued, so that's good. I want to look at hers, because if I'm reading this correctly, it should be going down by 1 every time. Yes, it recovers by 1 every rest. Okay, that I can at least wrap my head around. For some reason, everyone's walking slowly again. That could be an encumbrance thing, but I'm a little surprised by it. Yep, it is an encumbrance thing. All right, and I got 2 books to read. 3 books to read? 2 books to read. The Notes of a Traveling Priest, Ilthuliak, by Tyron Dean. Imagine this. A girl, whose name I shall not disclose, comes to town and immediately purchases the most expensive suburban villa. This newcomer spends unfathomable amounts on charity, even returning several tragically perished citizens to life at her own expense. She's very young. Her rough speech and manners indicate that she's not of noble birth. This leaves the whole town wondering, how did this young lady come into possession of such a huge fortune, and why does she spend it so eagerly? Those secrets were revealed to me when I was invited to the mysterious girl's house to provide healing services. The young lady reluctantly displayed something she'd been hiding from everyone. Terrible acid burns. She forestalled any questions with a single word. Ilthuliak. The monstrous black dragon's name was well known in the River Kingdoms. She'd lived in the region for hundreds of years, inspiring terror and emptying settlements. Many experienced dragon hunters attempted to put a stop to her, and all perished. No one knew where Ilthuliak's lair was, or where she would strike next. The wounds Ilthuliak's acid breath left on my patient's body were terrible, but her soul was hurt much worse. The girl and her friends had found the lair of the dragon. They could have gathered hunters to destroy the monster, but they instead kept silent in search of profit. When the lair's mistress was absent, they would carry treasure out, little by little. Ilthuliak suspected something was happening, so she set an ambush for the thieves, and they were dealt with cruelly. My patient pretended to be dead, surviving while the dragon devoured the bodies of her friends. She had much gold left at her disposal, but it came with the burden of memories that recalled devastated cities, and countless people burned by acid. Unable to tolerate the guilt, the girl tried to atone for ill-gotten gains with good deeds. I was able to heal her physical wounds. When we parted, she told me she planned to spend the rest of her wealth organizing an expedition to Ilthuliak's lair to end the beast. I recently heard rumor that the villa has been abandoned for quite some time now. It's possible the owner left for other lands, but my heart tells me her bones lie in the lair of Ilthuliak, that winged terror and plague to the River Kingdoms. Pipe, thank you so much for hanging out. You have a wonderful evening, my friend. Everyone go say hi to Pipe one last time. Not the last time. The last time tonight. Give him a follow. He's a great guy, great streamer. Written orders. Kressel, a task. As soon as you're done with the taxes, find an old hut in the woods upstream of the Thorn River, and burn it to the ground. This is the Stag Lord's wish. He literally said, burn, burn! It was originally going to be Dovin, but he grew upset when he learned nobody lived in the hut. Said burning houses with no one in them was boring, so I said I'd send someone more reliable. It's a strange task, but try to finish it quickly. And no asking what the, or why bother with this trifle instead of preparing for war with Restov. We'll get to that. A. Oh, am I just moving slow because I'm going through the woods? That makes sense. The bandits' belongings are piled together in a messy heap. Let's give them a search. You find a cache under all the clothes and blankets. Opening the lid of a small hollow, you find a box full of bottles. An inscription on the side reads, Wine for the Stag Lord. Don't you dare steal it, fools. I'll make sure you rot. Yeah, we're gonna take it. No, a lot of people are still moving slow. Why is that happening? Because I am heavy. Okay, let's fix that real quick.
Lindsay the Magnificent? Lindsay the Illustrious? Something more simple, like Lindsay the Great? Maybe Lindsay the Indecisive.
Ooh, scorched fragment of a necklace. This item bears a trace of lost power. It seems you found a shard of a destroyed artifact.
Let's go.
Huh. I wonder if those are the same one, or if they just happen to, like, if you could just find infinite number of those and then combine them.
This requires your attention.
Whoa, why are we not in turn-based? What was that? Silly. Why is there a trap right there? Stop casting Cure Light Wounds on people. Why is that his go-to all of a sudden? That's so frustrating. Love this tree, too. Really giving me a good view of everything that's going on in the battlefield.
I found something interesting.
Gnome hooked hammer +1. It's an interesting one. Probably just sell it.
I failed. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Oh, it just summoned a dog?
Let
That was
us
neat.
strike as one!
The bacon pancakes drilled into my head, and you're welcome for that. A sturdy cart with weapon marks along the sides. Masterwork heavy flail, that's going to him. Reem.
Step, step, step!
Oh, I don't know, I expected something to be back here, but just out of curiosity, what's the difference between that and a flail? That does more damage, and it has the plus, and that has a better crit chance too. Gosh dang, that was good. And what was that ring that I just found? +1 deflection bonus to AC. Alright, that's the hut that he's interested in. Still the old sycamore. Alright, I feel like I need to head up this way next, but I kind of want to stop at Oleg's on the way to sell all my crap and hand in my 2 quests. Oh, can I not just go there? Alright. Ooh. Kingdom resource. I don't have a kingdom yet, but alright. I legit didn't know though. No, that's totally fair.
So
I
many
just think
thoughts, so little
that's
time.
it's cute. Nope. Listen, well, since you dispatched the bandits with such skill, maybe you can help us with another problem. There's a feral swine living here in the woods. Not a normal wild pig. We're talking about a vicious boar. As big as a bear and wicked as a devil. The locals call him Tusk Gutter. Many hunters have lost life and limb to him. Veckel Benson found his lair and went to kill the beast, but came back with 1 leg. He put a bounty on the boar's head, but it looks like there aren't any heroes around here bold enough to claim it. Maybe you will rid us of this monster? Amiri livens up. Hey, we're better than the local wussies, right? Wanna bet I can chop off this Tusk Gutter's snout with a single swing? Come on, let's find out. I mean, alright. I'm game. Amiri gives you a wide grin and slaps your shoulder. Right, that's the way I like it. Let's do it. Something tells me there's gonna be snoo-snoo in my future. Alright, show me your wares, first of all. Bulk sell the crap out of this. We'll also sell this. Yeah, I think we're gonna sell all of these. I don't have any need for them. We'll hold on to these because they barely weigh anything. Sell the books. This is shiny like a quest item, so I'm gonna hold on to it for now. But I have a feeling that we're just gonna end up selling it. That didn't sell, so that must have a use. This didn't sell. Interesting. A well-grounded antiquities collector. I wonder if there's a certain person to sell that to. Alright, now that being said, I have enough money to buy this. Heck yes. Absolutely number 1 priority is to buy a bag of holding. Oh, that's so good. Appears to be a common cloth sack about 2 feet by 4 feet in size. The bag of holding opens into a non-dimensional space. Its inside is way larger than its outside dimensions. Regardless of what is put into the bag, its weight doesn't change. This allows the party to carry an additional 100 pounds of weight without suffering any negative consequences. That is sweet. Hell yeah. Hey, Buckin, about those tasks of yours. Are these the berries you were looking for? Buckin impatiently grabs the basket from you, but his face falls after he examines the berries. Damn it all! These are the right berries, but they've soured. Would you be so kind to gather some fresh ones for an old man? I'm still waiting to repay you with those 3 potions I mentioned before. Oh, you dick. I gotta go get him and then come back. I feel like I should have like 9 of these on my person at all time. You know what? That wasn't enough
Now
last
that
time. Let's do 12.
is irony.
Hey,
May I
Jod.
serve you?
Jod nods warmly. What services do you offer? I can sell you various divine spell scrolls. They're quite useful, even if you don't have anyone in your party who can read them. While you're in this settlement, or indeed any place with a cleric willing to help, you need only open your bag and choose the scroll you wish to cast. I'll be happy to read it for you. However, take care out there in the wilderness. A scroll is useless without someone who can read it. To use a scroll on your journeys, you'll need a spellcaster whose magical training covers such spells, or someone skilled in magical devices. Tell me about yourself.
What exactly would you like to know?
Tell me about your past.
My story? Why not? You deserve to know it. I am a priest of Erastil, and Galt is my homeland. You can imagine what it's like following the teachings of the stag god in a realm torn by discord and strife. Rebellion and suspicion are the pillars of Galt. Led by Erastil, I tried to guide my flock to embrace tranquility and balance and guard them from hasty judgment, until I fell from grace myself. Foolish, foolish old Jod. My misdeeds cast a shadow over my life and service. In search of redemption and a balm for my soul, I took to the road. I had come nearly to despair when Erastil sent me a vision of the Temple of the Elk. I knew that very moment that the stag god had shown me the way to redemption.
What did you do to anger Erastil?
Well, if you truly wish to know, I'll have to start from the long time back. Werewolves preyed upon the lands around my village. They murdered people for fun or sport and left the corpses to rot on the roads. One night, they broke into a young woman's house and dragged her into the streets. One evening, a traveler came to our tavern, tattered and dirty from days on the road, like so many others roaming Galt. He sat quietly in the corner of the tavern, drinking cheap ale, and in an instant I knew he was a werewolf. I felt it in my soul. It was like Erastil himself had whispered it into my ear.
Jod smiles, but his eyes are dead as stones.
Led by Providence, I left to gather my flock, and we surrounded the tavern. The retribution was swift. However, I was tragically mistaken. The young man was no werewolf. He was a bandit, sent to spy on the village by one of the local gangs. We only found out after, when we went through his things.
Oh, still, you saved the village from another danger, did you not?
That's still no excuse for my actions. I was a fool. I made a grave mistake. And what's worse, in the eyes of my flock, I cast doubt on Erastil's greatness. A priest who can barely hear the voice of his god is a disgrace to his lord and himself, and corrupts the very people he would save. Whatever the case, I knew Erastil was no longer pleased with me. It was terrifying.
Jod's voice wavers. Even now, one can glimpse inside him the remnants of the horror he lived through.
Imagine how my mind raced when here in the stolen lands I heard the voice of the stag god once again. He gave me another chance at service to atone for my guilt. Now I have regained hope, and that very hope is my most precious possession.
What can you tell me about your homeland, Galt?
For some, it is a land of freedom, where power belongs to the people, not to lords or kings. For others, it's a land of never-ending revolution, a realm surrendered to anarchy. It depends on who you ask. For me, I found Galt a violent place, Crowds eager to lynch a stranger for that accent or appearance, where a single word uttered at the wrong time or place can spark the people to riot and cities to burn. For me, it is a place inhabited by the frightened and the desperate, always suspicious, watchful of trickery. All too often they are deaf to the voice of reason. They cannot grasp that chaos and lawlessness lead only to yet more chaos and lawlessness. All my life I've tried to break through to these poor people, but alas, I don't seem to have made much progress.
Jad is visibly upset and grows silent for a while. That's enough for now.
As you wish.
Tell me about the visions that led you to the Temple of the Elk.
That's why I'm here.
So why do you need to find this temple?
What is there to understand? The gods do not send us visions for no reason. We must go to the temple. Then I believe we shall discover the true meaning and wisdom of Erastil's will.
Jad folds his arms over his chest. So what do you want from me exactly?
Find the Temple of the Elk. I've pieced together its location from what I can remember of my visions. I have a rough idea of where to look for the sanctuary, somewhere in the North Nile marshes. However, I don't possess the strength to walk this path myself. Do not reject my plea, good traveler, and I'll repay you as best I can. In these dark times, people rarely help each other without compensation. May Erastil forgive us all. But I am sure my healing abilities will be useful to you.
Tell me about Erastil.
Of course. It would be my pleasure. Erastil is one of the eldest gods of Golarion. His faith emerged when the first people appeared upon the land. Erastil helped our ancestors cultivate the land and hunt. Even now, his blessing lies with those who uphold the old traditions and keep to simpler ways, far from civilization and the noise of the city.
Wait a minute. Cities have their strengths as well, don't they? Civilization fosters science, trade, invention, and in that it often improves life for all of us.
Tell that to the peasant robbed of all he owns, spending his night in the gutter, hoping to live to see the sunrise. You won't see such things in a village.
Jad mournfully shakes his head. Well, I mean, you have a point. Cities can be places of evil and wrongdoing, but...
I'm glad to hear you agree. These days, many are deaf to the wisdom of generations.
Well, what does Erastil demand of his faithful?
The word demand does not befit the stag god. Honesty and friendship, loving families, merry weddings, and newborn children in their mother's arms, they bring a smile to Erastil's face. He loves his people and rewards them with fortunate hunts and plentiful harvests. But he has no temper for sloth and vanity. He never bestows gifts upon his faithful without first measuring their worthiness. We ourselves must win our daily bread, but the stag god comes to our aid in times of need and strife.
Well, I've always had respect for Erastil and his priests.
I see it more clearly every day. Erastil himself led me to meet you. Your keen spirit will serve you well.
A smile lights up Jad's face. Well, to each their own.
I am happy to help.
Thank you for the story. We may speak more later. Got anything new for me? You do. Why do you want to kill this tusk gutter so much? He's a monster. We kill monsters. What's here so difficult to understand? Fair. All right. Who I really want to speak with is... Oh, you. Day to you. Do you need anything? I'd be happy to help. I found your ring, Svetlana. Kressel, the bandit woman who had it, tried to kill me and unfortunately died in the fight. Svetlana sighs bitterly. I suppose I should tell you the truth about her. Kressel wasn't her real name. Her real name was Irina before all this. She was the daughter of my mother and her second husband, my half-sister. I can't help but feel like everything that happened to her was somehow my fault. She always had a wildness to her. She'd wander the streets, hanging out with a bad crowd. Until the day she passed, Mother complained about Irina constantly. Back then, it was just cruel games and strange escapades. She never really hurt anyone back in Restov. Her father didn't live much longer than our mother, so I decided to try to help Irina. I brought her here, to the Stolen Lands. The Oleg was against it. And once here, she immediately fell under the Stag Lord's influence. She never even needed to meet him. The stories and rumors from local hunters and bandits were enough to win her over. She would tell us how he was a real leader, unlike Restov's softies. Eventually, she ran away, only to return under a new name with a pack of thugs to collect taxes from us. What's worse, she participated in the torture and execution of prisoners alongside the Stag Lord's minions. And now, meeting such an end, I realize you did what you had to. Perhaps it's all for the best, but still, I wonder if everything could have turned out differently. Svetlana lifts her head. Thank you for returning my ring to me. I truly appreciate it. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'd like to be alone for a little while. Yeah, lady, you don't tell me to go and do something without giving me the whole story. Where's Valerie? Alright, well, while I'm up here, might as well rest. Greetings, Valerie sighs. Everything is well, I hope. I'm ready for new orders. Tell me about yourself. What exactly would you like to know? I was born to a noble family, though I didn't remain long on the family estate. My father sent me to the Order of the Eternal Rose, but I left once I realized that it didn't match my principles. Where are you from? What was your childhood like? I was born in Brevoy, but in fact I've never seen much of the country. I spent my childhood on a remote estate, owned by my noble family. My father is a respectable philanthropist and benefactor of the Church of Shellen. He's also a renowned private collector and a great admirer of the arts. My mother saw to my education personally. From my early years I learned good manners, how to behave at the dinner table, and the proper form of words for every occasion. I also learned the differences between true nobles and low-born upstarts, and I learned how to treat each of them properly. Our home was always under the protection of several paladins of Shellen. My father has donated a handsome sum to their order. One of them, a man of venerable age with a gray beard, once let me touch his shining armor. I still remember the admiration I felt when I touched the cold, polished steel. Valerie smiles. Of all the memories of my childhood, that one is somehow the warmest one. Why were you sent to the Paladin Order of the Eternal Rose? As you can imagine, from my first days I was surrounded by crowds of servants and nannies who never stopped praising my heavenly beauty. The paladins of Shellen, who used to visit our house, echoed these praises. In the end, general consensus overwhelmed my father's better judgment. When I turned 6, I was brought to the Church of Shellen and told that this would be my new home. Don't pity me, though, I beg of you. Many who hear this story immediately assume that my parents were cruel and had no love for their child. Valerie's eyes become stern. My parents had respect for me. They taught me something that has supported me all of my life. A sense of self-esteem. Besides, they didn't abandon me. Once every 6 months, they would come and visit me at the Order of the Eternal Rose. We had some tea and then had an hour to walk around the garden. Then they would take their leave, as etiquette demanded. And what did they teach you in the Order? Variety of things. Some of them appealed to me, others I simply couldn't accept. I enjoyed the physical activities and swordsmanship, but the arts, calligraphy, painting, poetry, and so many other ways to waste one's time, Valerie sighs. I guess that deep in my heart, I always knew I'd never be a true paladin of Shellen. Wielding a sword always felt more natural to me than handling a paintbrush. Is that why you left the Order? Because of my heavenly beauty? Valerie winces in contempt. According to Shellen's laws, all art is sacred, whatever form it takes. Severe punishment awaits those who dare harm a painting, sculpture, or poem, no matter how worthless the drivel might be. My looks always attracted unwanted attention from the pilgrims and acolytes at the temple. I received my first poem, dedicated to me, when I was 9. The author was some wealthy geezer. Valerie's lips thin in contempt. And that was only the beginning. Sculptures, pictures, poems, I was drowning in them. My admirers mobbed me, and I had to respectfully accept all their garbage. The clerics of the temple were magnanimous, for my suitors made generous offerings to the church. But one time I just snapped. Barely suppressed anger glitters across Valerie's eyes. Some wealthy idiot has dedicated an extremely untalented poem to me, and he had the nerve to read it right to my face, holding my sleeve. The hour was late, and I was on my way to get some rest after a boring lesson on rhymes. I lost control and tore the poem apart right in front of him. Valerie raises her head proudly. The paladins wanted to impose some punishment upon me. I don't remember which one exactly. They wanted me to repent. Instead, I just gathered my things and left. What did you do next? I set off for Restov, Valerie shrugs. I wanted to get as far away as possible from Shellen and the destiny everyone seemed so ready to force upon me. Besides, the School of Swordsmanship in Restov has quite a decent reputation. Honestly, I was hoping for an opportunity to learn from the famous Aldori masters. Eventually, it became clear that their technique wasn't a good fit for me. They teach to avoid impact, whereas I prefer to raise my shield. But my abilities and skills, which I'd learned at the Order of the Eternal Rose, were enough to make the Sword Lords take an interest in me. They offered me a chance to join the mercenaries who served the Sword Lords, and I accepted. You can change the subject. You have my attention. Valerie bows politely. So are you an atheist? You don't worship any deity? Right. I need no guidance from above. I have my own good conscience and my leader's orders to live by. Well, tell me about the ways of Shellen and about her paladins. Shellen is a goddess of love, beauty, and art. Her paladins are something like armored artists. That's how they like to think of themselves, at least. Valerie tries to contain her feelings, but her inner contempt bursts forth. They are fanatical defenders of worthless, inartistic paintings and meaningless opuses, if you care to know my opinion. You speak of Shellen with such contempt. Did the goddess herself do anything to earn your anger? She's been trying to ruin my life, Valerie snorts. Shellen, the goddess of everything useless that ever existed in this life. All the beauty in the world, all the art, all the soulful sighs in the moonlight. They'll never feed a single family. And I beg you to restrain yourself from offering your own opinion. Trust me, I've heard everything you can tell me, more than once. Nothing and nobody can change my mind. Valerie looks at you with suspicion. As for Shellen, she's the goddess of idlers. I almost joined her preposterous entourage. I'm just glad I was smart enough to denounce her while I still could. What do her paladins usually do? They wander around, seeking the next pile of garbage. And when they find it, they call it an immortal piece of art, and admire it until they're blue in the face. You might not believe this, but the paladins of Shellen aren't allowed to slay their enemies if they beg for mercy. Can you guess why? Because a bandit, rapist, or murderer who has been put to the sword will never be able to create something beautiful in the future. So a paladin overpowers her enemy in battle, then inspires him to create a masterpiece. Valerie's face reflects extreme disgust. It might sound hilarious if it weren't true. Plus, all of Shellen's followers are obliged to practice some sort of art in his or her free time. Every single day, no matter what else is going on, even if you're feeling sick or hungry or sleepy. Otherwise, according to their clerics, you lose your connection with your goddess. A preposterous notion, wouldn't you agree? You said that every paladin must practice some kind of art? What kind of art did you practice? Ah, that. I used to embroider, and I still do from time to time. A treacherous blush covers Valerie's cheeks. It's nothing, I assure you, just a simple task to keep my hands busy and keep the gloomy thoughts at bay. Nothing special. Okay, well I understand that not every piece of art is good or even decent, but surely there must be at least a few great works among them. Is that what you think? Valerie curves an eyebrow, mocking amazement. Many share that delusion. I was deluded too, for a while. Now I consider all works of art useless. People create this garbage because they have nothing better to do. The peasant doesn't paint a picture. He plows the earth to feed his family. The soldier has no time for sculpture. He must defend his homeland. But idlers and slackers have plenty of time to waste, so they smear canvases with paint and imagine they've done something worthy and valuable. Valerie shakes her head in disapproval. Okay, let's talk about something else. I couldn't agree more. If I can be frank, all this talk about Shellen makes me want to spit. But my noble upbringing prevents me from performing such an undignified act. Okay, but you don't have to follow etiquette and maintain good manners while speaking with me if you don't want to. I'm aware of that, Valerie sighs. But I'm sure you understand that I am what I am. That's how I was brought up. First by my parents, and then by my mentors in the Order. Besides, I was born to a noble family. Valerie raises her chin proudly. So I rather enjoy the idea that my manner of speech differs a bit from the common language of the peasantry. You just can't imagine how many social climbers have bowed politely the moment I opened my mouth. You're so eager to follow my orders. Why? What do you mean, why? Valerie looks at you in bewilderment. I follow your orders. I've joined your campaign because I have faith in you. I believe in your intentions to be noble. though things may not always turn out as you've planned. You are my commander. Your orders are law. It's my duty to follow them. Valerie hesitates for a moment. Well, so long as you don't order me to do something that's absolutely dishonorable, but that would never happen, I hope. Thanks for the conversation. As you wish. Valerie nods with dignity. I can't tell if I like her or not. I mean, while I agree that there's a lot of trashy art out there, you still created something. Every piece of art has some kind of purpose, if only to its creator. Get back in here, go grab some more fangberries. Alright, here's your goddamn fangberries. After a quick glance at the basket, Bakken grabs a fistful of berries and shoves them into his mouth. A smile of delight brightens his face. Ah, fangberries, so fresh. You've been good to an old man. Thank you. Here, take these potions. If you need more, feel free to return. I'll even give you a discount. What exactly do you use these fangberries for? Truth be told, as I've gotten older, I've gotten kind of particular, and my appetite is almost gone. Everything I eat is practically tasteless to me now. I can barely force myself to swallow a bite. Only thing I can still taste is fangberries, so I add them to my porridge or to roasted meat. I even add them to my potions. When I ran out of fangberries, I stopped eating entirely. Svetlana tried to help me, the dear. She baked pies for me, cooked me fish soup and stewed venison, but I just couldn't eat any of it. I was desperate. Those damned spiders had sucked the last bit of joy out of my life. If not for you, I'd pretty much have starved to death, miserable to the end. Okay. Fair enough. A lot of experience, though. That was nice. All right. Now just to figure out where we're going next. Got Nettles Crossing, Old Sycamore. Got this. And then that is the Stag Lord's hut. I feel like we should go this way, since it's close to the trading post. There we go. Let's save. Boom. Favorite milkshake? Tough choice, but I have to go with classic vanilla bean shake. Really, of all things? I mean, it's not the worst, I guess. Divine or divine? Like, get out of here. You're the worst. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I sincerely appreciate all of you for chilling and being a part of this and just generally being awesome people. We are going to go say hello. Is anyone else playing this game? Nope. No one. Wow. Is anyone playing the sequel right now? Yes, we got one. Thank you, Dark. Go hang out in the Discord. Be a part of this wild community of ours. Check out the YouTube for past VODs and something a little extra special this month as well. And if you're a creative person, go check out the web, which is our community of creative, supportive people, which is awesome, and you should definitely be a part of it. I have not seen this person play. I don't even know if the raid is going to go through, but we're going to try because they're playing the sequel, so why not? Thank you for hanging out and being awesome. Have a wonderful evening. Cheers, everyone.